Would you all please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, and then I would ask that everybody remain standing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would just like to take a moment to remember a valued member of our community who passed away recently, Peter Maycott. Peter Maycott was an institution in the Putnam Lake Fire Department. He served for 50 years in that department. He was a longtime post office worker, put 37 years into that, and he will be tremendously missed by our community. So if we could just have a moment of silence for Peter. Thank you. Ask the town clerk if we could have a roll call.
Ms. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Mutner?
Here.
Mr. Rogan?
Here.
Mr. Esposito?
Here.
Supervisor Williams?
Here. Counselor, you have the public hearing notice?
Yes. Town of Patterson Notice of Hearing, amendments to Chapter 35 of the Patterson Town Code. Public notice is hereby given that there has been introduced before the Town Board of the Town of Patterson, New York, on February 26, 2025, an amendment to Patterson Town Code Chapter 35 entitled Records, which amendment will provide a policy for providing a notification to public employees in the event that the agency is responding to a request for such employees' disciplinary records. Now therefore, pursuant to Section 20 of the Municipal Home Rule Law, the Town Board of the Town of Patterson, New York, will hold a public hearing on the aforesaid amendments at the town offices, 1142 Route 311, Patterson, New York, on March 12, 2025, at 7 p.m. in the evening of that day, or as soon as thereafter as may be held, at which time all persons interested therein shall be heard. The town board will make every effort to assure that the hearing is accessible to persons with disabilities. Anyone requiring special assistance and/or reasonable accommodations should contact the town clerk. By order of the Town Board of the Town of Patterson.
I would ask that anybody who has any questions on this change to our town code, if you would approach the mic and provide us your name and address and ask your question or make your comment. Anyone? Would ask anyone joining us by Zoom tonight if you have any questions or comments on the proposed change to our town code. If you would unmute, state your name and address for the record. Any town board member have any questions or comments on this proposed change?
I think you had mentioned it when we spoke about this change initially and set the public hearing, that this is in response to a rule passed at New York State level, right? That each municipality has to.
New York State legislature passed a law that says that we have to provide notification and we have to notify the employee when we do on any disciplinary issues.
Motion to close the public hearing?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Can I get a motion on the reports?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the following reports. Code compliance for February 2025, code enforcement for February 2025, dog control officer February 2025, ECI January 2025, and the Patterson Recreation report February 2025. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion on the supervisor's report?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the supervisor's report for the month of January 2025. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion on the minutes?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the town board minutes from February 12th, 2025. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the emergency medical services bids, EMS bids, March 7th, 2025. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And who's going to audit the bills tonight?
I will do that. I'd like to make a motion to approve abstract number 4, dated February 28th, 2025, in the amount of $833,399.45. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
budget transfers?
Budget transfers.
Okay, we have only one today. This budget transfer is necessary to reallocate funds for the central print and mail and recreation center equipment accounts for approved purchases. We will be taking from the contingent account expense accounts $5,868 and moving them to recreation center equipment Viking stove $4,649 and the central print and mail equipment postage machine $1,219. I'll make a motion to approve budget transfer request number 4. Effective date March 12, 2025. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, first item we have is a request from our EMS department to do some necessary repairs to the deputy administrator's EMS vehicle. It's a 2012 Chevy Tahoe, and the bids were requested for some automotive or auto body repair work. The low bidder was Pleasantville Auto Body for the amount of $2,600 or $2,568. So we're going to do a motion to approve Pleasantville Auto Body to do that work on the 2012 Chevy Tahoe for an amount not to exceed $2,600. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the next also from EMS is a request to do brakes for the ambulance, the 2017 F-350 ambulance. It's front and rear brake pads, rotors, and a tie rod replacement. So the low bidder was Stronghold Systems for an amount not to exceed $3,200. I make a motion we approve that request. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next item is a conference request form for Janet Ravo from our accounting office and finance office to attend a training down in Poughkeepsie. There's no cost for the training, it's mileage only, and this is for a training relating to the retirement and Social Security laws, as well as the New York State labor laws. So the amount is for $42 for mileage reimbursement. Make a motion that we approve that request. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Last is a notice to the public that Putnam County will be doing an autism awareness walk at Saturday, April 26th, 2025, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Tilly Foster Farm. There will be sensory-friendly activities for all ages. Information and community resources, food vendors, and refreshments will be available. So that will be, again, Saturday, April 26th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Tilly Foster Farm. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So, as you all may recall, last year we had an inspection of Club Court. They found some deficiencies in the court. There's been some changes to standards. We ran into the same problem at Club Court as we did with Veterans Park, where some of the playground equipment, the people doing the inspections felt that there was too big a gap and the child's head might get caught. And this is what Club Court currently looks like out there. We started looking around for vendors, and I want to thank Dennis Mays for taking the lead on this and reaching out to a number of different vendors. And we got some pricing in to do this. We got a price in for a little over $300,000 to replace the equipment out there. We've got a second price in for about $123,000 to replace some of the equipment out there. And then we found somebody who is actually on Sourcewell. They are a procurement agency with Minnesota that we can piggyback on top of their bid. Because the prices we were getting in, we were going to have to put this out for a formal bid, but because of Sourcewell, and he happened to be the lowest price, we don't necessarily need to put this out to bid anymore to advance this project if we want to move forward with this. This is what the playground will look like when it is refurbished. We have a very fairly large playground system in the back, one up in the front. We've got a spin and ride over on the right side. I guess it would be the right side over there. Brand new swings, couple of signs. That's what we're currently proposing to the town board, if you find it acceptable.
What is the cost for this proposal?
The cost for this proposal is $100,634.62 installed. The town would be responsible for removing the existing playground.
Does that include the footing, the
Full installation.
mulch or whatever what is that surface?
It does include the playground. I believe it includes the playground surface.
Okay. I was just looking for
I don't see it on here, but I believe it does.
that. Okay. Well, let us find out, because that could get expensive if it's
It's
not.
really not that expensive.
No?
No.
Okay.
No. So what do you think? Is this something you want to consider moving forward with, or?
I think it's beautiful.
I like it.
Does it look any different for 300,000?
That's not it. That's not it. I may not have it on here. It does look a little different. Certainly the two pieces are a lot more robust, but honestly, I don't have $300,000.
Yeah, I wasn't
to
really
pay
thinking we
for
were
it,
gonna, I was
so-
kind of just, I was joking. But just curious, how one group gets this at 3 and one gets this at 100.
Well, this is through a bid.
Huh?
So it's through Sourcewell, so it's already
Okay, so
been
that's how
bid
we get
out,
lower.
so.
Yeah, that's like you-
That
Okay.
certainly helps bringing the price
Yes.
down.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these are the same people that we've contracted with to replace the unit over at Veterans Park. So hopefully, shortly, they will be replacing that unit. They have a number of different color schemes.
I saw,
Which
which
the
had so
board
many
could-
tiles.
Huh?
I saw in the email, there were so many different,
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go through all the different tiles and everything, Joe, because then it just gets a little
No,
overwhelming. But they
we'd be
do
here all
have,
night.
at the bottom of that, a couple of different scenarios on what the playground equipment can look like. I don't know if the board's had a chance to review that, if you have any opinion on what you would like to see, or if you wanna, take a short step back and actually sit down and spec out different colors on the playground equipment.
Yeah, maybe we want to ask the park board, maybe they have
Did
a.
they have a recommendation?
Yeah.
This isn't a park board issue.
Oh, it's
No,
not.
I'm just saying that, they're up there, part of the Putnam Lake, so. I'm
This
not
is
saying
for
that their decision, but,
Huh?
colors.
Oh, this is, okay, never mind. I got
No, this
confused.
is a public park, it's not part of the park district, actually.
When was the last time we did any work changing anything in there?
Well, we've done maintenance over the years, we've
Yeah.
changed out pieces, but
Nothing
nothing
major,
since
right?
the original construction.
Which
Usually-
is how long ago?
you get a couple of 10 or 12-year-olds in to tell you what they think.
What's the time frame as far as
20
us making a
years?
choice?
Yeah, so that's,
Well,
Because I'm sure they want to know, get it
they
scheduled
do want to know,
soon.
certainly the longer we wait, the more potential there is for prices to increase. This bid is good, I think, for now, but, because it's relatively current, but they usually won't hold them past 60 days.
Right. Are you leaning one way or another, Mr.
Am I?
Supervisor?
No, I am not. If I had to say anything, what I would,
Wall one color.
huh?
Nothing?
No, not one color. I would love to have two town board members get together, sit down and go through the colors and spec it out for the colors.
Okay.
I would always tend to lean towards I'm pointing to the top left corner, the green and blue, something that, it's a playground, I get it, you want it to have great colors. But I also think about creating an eyesore where you're driving by or you live near, and you're like, oh, look at those, they look, You
Right.
don't live next to Romper Room either.
Right.
I've
So
thought-
Can you
I
scroll
would
down,
tend
please?
to lean towards,
I've also wondered what some of the houses close by look like, keeping in mind, like, what if, you know, if it completely conflicts with what's going on right behind it or right next to it. That's cool.
When you showed the existing conditions, I don't remember the color of all the existing playground.
It really doesn't come out in the
Yeah.
photo.
Okay.
I'll sit with somebody if they want to go through these tiles.
It really doesn't come out.
No. Yeah. All right, well, you wanna, I'll do it with you. You
Sure.
wanna-
The
Well,
current-
let's run out there. We'll run out, we'll take a look,
Yes.
and then we will sit down with the colors and make a very quick.
Are the current pieces much larger than the proposed pieces?
The proposed pieces are a little bit smaller than the current pieces that are out there.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right,
And we'll-
all right.
So you want to table it till next meeting?
No, what I'd like to do is be able to
Or
put the
approve
order in,
it
so
pending a selection of color tiles?
well, we don't have to select the color right away. We have
Okay.
a few weeks, but.
Sure.
So I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of and installation of the playground equipment for Club Court Park from Liberty Parks and Playground for the amount of $100,634.62. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And so everybody knows this is coming out of the funds we collect from subdivisions.
Recreation
So it is not like the taxpayers are paying for this.
And so since this is a town-wide park, anyone in the town of Patterson can use it.
Yes.
So I don't think a lot of people would think of it as a Putnam Lake Park, I think. But that's good to know. Okay.
All right. So forgive me, I'm doing double duty here. So I was approached by the Putnam County, actually John Tully Purchasing and the Health Department about a new program that they would like to implement in the town of Patterson. It is a pre-K program, and they would like to do it at the National Fire Sprinkler Building. Up on the screens is a picture of the National Fire Sprinkler Building, which is now actually occupied by Community-Based Services, CBS. And what they would like to do is take the upper floor and renovate it into 9 classrooms for preschool children with special needs. And the only exterior improvements they're looking to do, really, if you look at the bottom of the screen, west of the building or below the building, there's a gray bank of parking. They would like to put a retaining wall in and put that additional parking in. That's the only change to the site. The question becomes what involvement and oversight the town of Patterson has. I think they are receptive to the idea, which I support, of our building inspector being responsible for doing the inspections and building permit and everything else. But putting them through a site plan process is going to take probably more time than we have to get this done, because they are looking to try to get this open in September. And there's a big push to do that. They currently have funding to start. They want to get started. There is a process, and Counselor, jump in anytime you want. It was established in a court case upstate in the county of Monroe that establishes a 9-step process to evaluate whether an infringing municipality is subject to local land use controls, or if they are not. I did a resolution. I did run it past our attorneys who reviewed it. Actually doing that 9-step process, and the conclusion that I came up with is that it would not be subject to site plan approval. But like I said, we're going to still be involved in the process through our building department. Anybody have any questions?
Did you say second floor?
Yes.
There's no elevator? This is
This is all going to
planning
be
board stuff,
contained in
sorry.
one area, so no, there's no need for an elevator here.
Oh, it can be accessed from ground level?
Yes.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah,
It's built into a hill.
yes,
Got it.
yes.
Thank you.
We've been hearing so much recently about the costs associated with getting children the services they need, right? It's the transportation costs mainly. And I believe in the State of the County address, the county executive discussed this with an additional proposal for the same area, I believe, for John Simpson Road, right? With one of the art organizations. And, but essentially, if we're getting services to the children of Putnam County and keeping them here, that's always a benefit, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to spend all of our money just transporting children, having them sit on a bus for sometimes 2 hours to get to vital services.
They don't sit on buses for 2 hours.
They don't?
No.
Well,
That's
when
what
I
they were
did
claiming.
attend the meeting, they did claim that they were sitting
Yeah.
there at least for an hour and a half.
Yeah, well, if they're
One
going
way.
down to White Plains and there's traffic,
Oh.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because we transport them up to 50 miles, but most of
Okay.
them don't go that far.
Okay, yeah, yeah. But regardless, even an hour and a half, you know,
Yeah.
it's, but what I think we've also seen is the tremendous costs that are associated with the transportation for,
Well, yeah, not just that, but just bringing them back to our own community because, you know, there's a lot of communication lost when you're sending them out of district. And, you know, the parents don't have the ability to go to the school and meet with the staff there. And, you know, it's definitely looks great. I mean, 10 classrooms with 15, it's 150 students. So,
And the art center that was referenced in the state of the county is the CVS building.
Yeah.
Community-based services, that's what they do
Community-based
there.
services, Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you know if they are including transportation for them, or you know, is the county going to be providing them transportation?
It's going to be the same, as far as I know, the same method of transportation. It's just they're not going to be traveling to Lower Westchester. They'll be traveling here from, you know, their residents in the Carmel and Brewster school districts who have agreed to participate in this.
Oh,
great.
okay.
fully supportive.
Any other questions, comments? Okay. Any member of the audience have any questions or comments on this? All right, hearing none, I would like to introduce this resolution of findings of government immunity for the Putnam County Early Learning Program and ask that it be entered into the record as though it were read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Well, that was painless.
Okay, it's that time of year again. It's that great time of year again. Seasonal lawn maintenance and landscaping, request for bids. I have here 2 proposals for the town of Patterson as well as the Putnam Lake Park District. And proposals will be due April 4th, 2025, and I'd like to make a motion to ask the town clerk to advertise and put the bids out. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have only one rec request. The Recreation Center is in need of a parking light ballast and possibly bulb replacements. So Dennis Mays has gotten some estimates. And to retrofit the existing parking lot lights and accept LED corncob A19 bulbs, the cost would be $2,300. So I'd like to make a motion to approve Echo Electric in the amount of $2,300. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We also have a release of an escrow account. So I have here a resolution for the release of an escrow fund for Patterson 22 LLC. The project has received final approval, and the Planning Department has recommended to the Town Board in a memo dated February 24th, 2025, that the remaining funds in the Professional Plan Review escrow account in the amount of $675 to be released. So I'd like to make a motion to enter this record and enter this resolution into the record as though read, and also refund the $675 to Patterson 22 LLC. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Joe?
Okay. I have a request from Dennis Mays, from the Building Operations and Management. They are in need of filters to replace parts for the blower at the wastewater treatment plant. From AirZen is the company that they want to get these from, in the amount of $1,400.44. So I make a motion that we grant this request from the Building Operation Department for $1,400.44. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then, okay, these are the invoices. Give me a second here. So I have here the resolution that we were discussing earlier, the amendment to the local law regarding letting someone know if their records have been requested. So I move this. So this is exactly what our council had stated earlier. If anyone requests, you should be notified if anyone requests your records regarding disciplinary action. So I move this resolution regarding the amendment to the town law, and ask that this document be entered into the record as though read. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And last, I got one more. I have another request from Dennis Mays, Building Operations and Maintenance. Let's see, it says here, after several attempts to try and repair the furnace at the courthouse, it has been determined that it is in need of replacement. So they are accepting a bid from Atlantic Westchester in the amount of $8,959 for a new furnace. So I move that we grant this request for a new furnace for the courthouse in the amount of $8,959. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'm up, right?
You are up.
So last year, Sonia Taylor had addressed the board during public recognition regarding the fact that there is a portion of town that kind of falls into a no man's land. They don't belong to, they don't have rights to use Putnam Lake, and they don't really belong to have the use of Veterans Memorial Park. So Sonia was wondering, she thought when she was out meeting with some people that some people wanted the option. So what's coming up now is she's given us a format for a survey that could be sent out to those homes, those residents, giving them a few different options. The idea would be that we would take the survey results and then see if the board could work out a way of rebounding, putting new boundaries for these things. So the option would be, would you prefer to belong to Putnam Lake Park, the Putnam Lake Park, or would you prefer to belong to Veterans Memorial Park? It's kind of an area that falls right between the two. And then the other option would be that they would not like to belong to either of those parks and remain, not involved. So I guess I'm going to run it by the board, and what do you think about generating this survey and mailing it to I believe there's 300 or 400 homes we've decided, right?
Somewhere around 300, I would think.
For both parks?
You'll have
both of them,
yeah,
there's
you'll have
300?
yeah.
So you have the option of choosing which one you'd like to belong to. It asks some very basic questions about, how many people are in the family, how many are above 18. And the only other thing that I talked about with Peter when we were brainstorming this is adding a box in here for providing the road you live on. So we have a general idea of whether, because these are people that are going to live generally the Brimstone Road, Quail Ridge, Quaker Road, Haviland Hollow Road, and East Branch Road.
So the problem with, if let's say we put it out to 300 people, 200 of varying different areas, say, I'd like to belong to the Veterans Memorial Park, and then, but they have to be within a boundary. We can't just say, this household can attend this one, but the next door neighbor who lives on the same street can be part of the other park.
It's kind of an all or nothing.
So we kind of have to see how that works. An example is if there's 10 homes on a specific street, if 9 say they would like to belong to the Putnam Lake Park system, that last person would have to be on board. Would be pushed into that system, regardless of what their choice is.
And it has to be a regional approach. You clearly can't have one
Right,
road and then
that's the
flip-flop over to a different, I mean, it's gonna,
Right.
probably at the end of this, I would guess, unless there's some clear delineation, like a road that splits the area, it's gonna be either all people go into Putnam Lake Park, all people go into Patterson, or neither.
Well, we could.
With.
So
Oh, you don't think it would be possibly two?
Well, it
two
could be, but if there's
yeah,
a delineation that you can use, but it's not gonna be hopscotch.
Correct,
You
correct.
can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah. I think it would just make more sense to try to
Sure.
figure some delineation. But I think the survey is a great start at collecting that information and see where everybody's heads are at.
Donna,
Especially, it'll be
you would
interesting
send out
based on
this
the costs.
survey?
Yes.
Whether
yes.
they all say, hey, I want to belong to veterans because it's
Right.
half the cost or less, it's
Yeah.
significantly less money.
So what I'd like to try to do is get this out by the beginning of April and with a return date by the end of April, if possible.
The only concern that I have, and I guess because I maybe overthink things, but I'm worried about someone saying, well, if people are opting in, can I opt out?
Well, the answer to that is no.
I know it's no.
The answer to that is no.
But is someone going to say, well, that's not fair?
And
You
I
know,
just
you hear
also,
a lot about fairness.
I also want to say that, this is just the first step to see how people feel about what they would like to do. It's a very long process to change the district boundaries, and it also would take the input of the existing people in the district
Yeah.
about whether they want to see the boundary extended.
Would it require a public hearing at some
Oh,
point?
absolutely.
Well,
Sure.
so I think that,
Yep.
we're not making a decision, we're just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
how people,
And that
we're taking
includes
the
not just
temperature.
the lake, but also club court and the basketball court.
Club
and-
court. It sounds
Club
like
court
they
is
could
a
use
public,
regardless.
Patterson Park, it's not.
Oh.
Right now, all of these people can use club court
Oh,
already.
okay, okay.
Okay, so in that case, I'd like to make a motion to ask the town clerk to.
Well,
oh,
Town
I don't-
clerk's not
Not?
gonna be putting this out, it'll be coming out through the supervisor's office, I'll be working
Oh.
with Sonia to get it out, but it's basically
Okay, sorry.
up online. What we're gonna do from here is we're gonna create a mailing list of everybody who is in neither district, and then send them the link. And then they'll go up online, and it'll tabulate up on Google, so we'll be able to see the results.
I'd like to make a motion to do that.
Yes.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Interesting.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the EMS building. So as you may or may not know, we put the EMS building out for bid earlier this year or last year?
Recently.
Recently.
Which came back with numbers that were exceeded what we were hoping they were going to be. So with some value engineering by the engineer and the town supervisor
And others.
and others, it was put out to bid one more time, and the result of that is we've gotten the bid from total cost of the project from $3,192,265 to down to $15,191. And covered, so that's $177,074 savings
For the same scope of work.
for the same scope of work. So, and the monies for that are coming from a number of different places. The first is two DASNY grants, each at $100,000, and then the county ARPA at an amount of $835,139, bringing the total project cost to the town to $1,980,052. And of that, that would be bonded. We think that would be bonded over a 30-year period at a 3% annual 3% rate, interest rate. So at this time, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the following resolutions. One would be, I'd like to adopt the resolution that awards JD Heating and Air Conditioning, Inc., the mechanical work in the amount of $338,000.
The HVAC work, right?
Well, it says mechanical here, but HVAC, yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
don't read my notes.
Yes, sorry. Make your notes accurate. HVAC, in the amount, as I said, I'd like to ask that if there's no objection, that this resolution be entered into the record as though read. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And I'd make a motion to adopt the next resolution, being that we accept Southeast Plumbing Corporation as the lowest bid at $317,000, and ask that the resolution be entered into the record as though read, if there's no objection. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's the third resolution. Let's see it. Oh, take that, thank you. And the third resolution is for the electrical work. Just by the way, backtracking, the construction work was awarded to Narzia, as we discussed in an earlier meeting. I'd like to adopt the following. I'd like to make a motion to adopt the resolution to accept ER Electric Corporation bid as the lowest bid in the amount of $377,750. And I ask that the resolution be entered into the record as though read, if there's no objection. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I think it's a bargain.
Do you?
Oh,
Good.
yeah, absolutely. I
think
mean, there's
everything's
houses
expensive, huh?
right
Yeah.
now
Good point.
for $1 million. And, you know, this is a whole EMS
Commercial
building. I think it's great.
including the,
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm just not getting used to the
number.
new world. Yeah, things have changed so radically since
It's
COVID.
Yeah.
shocking
I
sometimes.
just seen a new construction right in the town, $1,250,000.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people looking at it.
Yeah.
Blue House?
No, the white one,
Oh,
the kind of, that new, you know, with the
The vertical
Make it look
and
like
the
white.
black.
Yeah, the black, everybody's doing
sashes.
white and black, and
Yeah.
it's pretty.
it's a new style, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Trend. How long it'll last, we'll see. Next is, we wanted to put out a RFP, a request for proposal, for the get an engineer to do the next level of survey of Putnam Lake. This pushing us forward towards getting the permitting for dredging the lake. The Putnam Lake Park Board had a meeting last Thursday. Unfortunately, they did not have a quorum, so we were looking forward to having a recommendation from them. I believe that they probably would agree that they would recommend to do this sooner than later. I was hoping Meg Kearney might be here tonight to shed some light on that. She is not. Meg, are you on Zoom? Okay. All right. So I guess I should run it past the board. How do you think we should work on this tonight? Because I think, as we said, we don't want to continue to push this out one more month, because that always becomes, 1 month becomes 3 months, as we all know. Do you think we could make a motion to have proposals sent out?
I would think so. It's only a proposal. We're not committing to anything.
No, we're
right?
not committing to anything, and, listen, I can always adjust it based on any recommendation I get back from the Park Advisory Board. But honestly, there are a couple of things that we're gonna need to prove out if, when we go for a dredging permit. We're gonna have to prove out that this is dredging is the appropriate, best method. And to do that, we're gonna need a phosphorus budget for the lake based on land use within the watershed. And that's one of the things in this. It's also replicating the USGS groundwater study that, I keep touting as showing that septics aren't getting into the lake, but it's been 25 years. We need to see if that's changed. But that's also a precursor to another avenue that we need to explore, that I have explored somewhat, and that's changing out septic systems for greatly enhanced septic systems that'll help remove the phosphorus and certainly the nitrates out of the water. So, requires stream sampling, which we're gonna have to provide to the DEC. Also got a bird assessment in there. Way back about 15 years ago, I went out on a Putnam Lake and did a bird count. And based on numbers that they have for, what birds generate in phosphorus loading, I ran some calcs, and it was surprising to see what birds do to that lake. People don't realize how much phosphorus they put into the lake, and I'm sure that's a good portion of the problem. So that's what this RFP is looking for, a consultant to come up with some of those answers for us, so we can try to move forward with Putnam Lake.
So at this point, I'd like to make a motion that the board requests the town clerk to put out a request for proposal for the engineering report survey of Putnam Lake. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, other business. Any board member have any other business they wish to bring up at this time? Anybody want to do one?
Sure. Wow. Good one.
Oh, we got 4. Share the wealth. What are we doing here? So, one by one, you're gonna read off what's on there, tell the public about the activities going on.
Okay, shall I go first?
Sure.
Okay. Put the glasses on.
Maybe
So the
you'll
Patterson-
probably can't. Never mind.
Patterson Rec Center Summer Camps 2025. Sign up now, early bird pricing. Let me just say, flag football camp, basketball camp, pre-K, Lego camp, nature adventure camp, multi-activity camp. So it's now through March 27th. If you want a picture of this, I don't know if you want to zoom in, don't get my face. Okay.
Good.
Your turn.
Okay, this is a great one. Next up, we have the 6th Annual Funminster Dog Show, Saturday, April 12th, 2025, from 12 to 3 p.m. at the Patterson Rec Center. These are great categories. The Wiggle Butt, Shaggiest Coat, Dog Owner Look-alike, Best Senior, Best Dressed, Best Tail, Best Ears, Most Talented, Largest Dog, and Smallest Dog. This is open to the public. General admission is $15 for adults, kids $5. And you can register through the PutnamServiceDogs.org website. Here is it's a little bit small print, but
Where did you say that was?
at the Patterson Rec Center.
Rec Center.
Oh, okay.
I think it
Yeah.
evidence the rec center.
These are all from the rec center.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Sounds fun.
I'm up.
That's awesome.
The 8th Annual Charity Hold'em Tournament benefiting 3 up and 3 down organizations supporting and promoting youth baseball and those with developmental disabilities will be Saturday, April 25th, 9 a.m. registration check-in, 10:30 a.m. cards in the air, breakfast, lunch, barbecue, and dinner served. That is an amount of $300 donation to enter, and that is also at the Patterson Rec Center. I put it in front of my face. So
Ready? Okay, we have spring basketball clinic. Register at pattersonny.myrec.com.
Yeah, we'll do it next meeting.
I'd like to welcome the basketball clinic at the Patterson Rec Center, where your kid will learn the fundamentals of basketball, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned player. Details are 8 weeks every Thursday, starting April 24th and ending June 12th. The cost is $200 per participant. Spots are limited, so sign up soon. The times for each groups are the 2nd to 3rd grade will be 5:30 to 6:30, 4th to 5th grade will be 6:45 to 7:45, and 6th, 7th, and 8th grade will be 8 to 9. That's at the Patterson Rec Center. Got it? Okay.
Public recognition. I would ask that anybody joining us here tonight, if they have anything they wish to address the board on, if you would approach the mic, state your name and address for the record, make your comments or ask your questions. Anyone? Hearing no one, we'll turn to our audience joining us by Zoom. If there's any individual joining us by Zoom who has any questions or comments for the town board, if you would please unmute and state your name and address for the record. I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
This is for legal discussion with the attorneys and contract negotiations. So, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you all for coming.
Good night, Nikki.